on today's episode of Based After Dark.
I've thought about how I was gonna present this for like a whole day now, and I still don't know. Yeah, I drafted Mason, and he was dog shit. That was essentially all it was. Wait. Cut straight to the cake. We had to deal with Father's Day. Like that was a whole thing. Fucking Father's Day on one of the
days.
It
was my only dinner the whole bingo. I only had one dinner.
No.
I canceled a lot of dinners for that, man. I'm gonna be honest, dude.
God damn it.
Well, I do like teaching people, and I love bringing learners and stuff, but like in our specific case, it got to the point where we did 35 tubs as a team and got no purple. Not a single
I was
one.
watching. It was so funny.
And dude, they were not all dying, 6 that like, dude.
Based After Dark. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Based After Dark, episode 96. So before we start, I want to thank all of our patrons. We love you. Thank you for sticking with us on the bi-weekly. The podcast will be more quality, I promise. Today, we're joined by the Hamzy with the guns out, Mr. Tasty Life from YouTube, T. Papa Slice, and special guest, Cincy Bearcat, and as always, the producer, Saint Tits, and he called me Ray Charles because I'm wearing these glasses. And I will preface, we had a long week last week. We had a long week last week. Too much screen
piano.
Yeah, too much screen time. I actually damaged both my both the retinas. Doctor says no direct light, so we're actually just fucking joking. My eyes are fine, and that was the best week of my life with the best bingo team of all time, baby.
That was a bit, dude?
The base bingo
No
was
way.
ecstatic.
I was worried about you, man. What the fuck? You're still squinty. I don't know.
I was going to say, your eyes...
It was amazing.
You had me genuinely hoping you were losing your eyesight. God damn it. Now I'm disappointed.
Hoping? God damn, dude.
Hamzy wanted to be your seeing
I'm
eye
so
dog.
confused. So is that eye thing not real?
No, okay. So earlier in the week, I did have issues with my eyes, but no, that was just fucking around. But the bingo was amazing, though, and it was definitely one of the best weeks of gaming in my life. I guess
still so tired.
We can. I feel like I'm still a little bit tired from it as well. How you guys feeling?
Monday morning,
actually, I'm still tired. Yeah,
So wrecked.
Monday going into work was terrible. I literally had no brain function. People were saying like professional sentences to me at work, and I just felt like they were the parents from Charlie Brown. Like I was asking so many people to repeat themselves. And how many times do you guys ask somebody to repeat yourself and you don't understand what they're saying, but before you're just like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. I'm just gonna nod my head and it's fine, because I did that so many times of just like
the
repeating yourself twice and then move on, man.
You say that. Cooked. That happened to me the day after. I was having dinner with my father, and I asked for the check, and she said, "Do you want to see the menu?" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Do you want to see the menu?" And I was like, "What? What?" And she's like, "A shake." I was like, "No, the check." She thought, she thought I wanted a milkshake, bro. I said I'm sure I mumbled. I'm sure I was so out of it. I was like,
Bro, I thought you were talking about the movie.
No.
Great
I had no idea what was going on, but dude, I don't even know where to start with the base bingus. It was
we were all team captains, so I think we could all go around and share our personal experiences. But I'm not gonna lie, there's one person that I really want to hear their experience. I think I know who we're talking about. T-Pop, I heard rumors. I heard rumors that most of your team quit halfway through the bingo. What you didn't get last place though. You beat all of us. No one knows what happened to that team. What's the story behind that? I gotta know.
I've thought about how I was gonna present this for like a whole day now, and I still don't know. I drafted Mason, and he was dog shit. That was essentially all it was. Cut straight to the case.
I'm gonna defend my friend. Are you gonna blame him? What
to
the
the
hell?
other captains, because I know some of the other people knew. Did you know Mason wasn't going to be in town or around a computer for the first? You know,
I
did know that. So
No.
I went to his stream a couple times before I drafted him, and I was like, "Hey, I want to draft you." He's like, "Yeah, I'll be gone the first 3 days," and I was like,
Well,
"Oh,
he
sweet.
was
So
he was
that's the
transparent about
weekend."
that.
I was well aware. And then like after I drafted him, it turned into 5 days, and I was like, "What? You told me fucking 3." Like, are you like whatever? And then I just I told my team, I'm like, look, let's just not sleep the first 3 days, and we'll go really hard, and we'll be in a good spot when he gets back. And yeah, we were on Sunday, we were first place for a while, and I don't know, when he came back, I don't know if he didn't want to be on my team, if he was just very casual from the get-go. I don't know, but it was not the Mason that I thought I was getting, and
yeah, you weren't getting.
Yeah, kind of sucked.
Let me say this: if someone who's missing the first 3 days of a bingo, like I don't know how you can. Was it first or second you took him?
I took. Well,
the thing is, I had to because it was technically second round, but then it was gonna snake. I wasn't gonna have another pick until
you could have got him in the 4th or the 5th easy because we all knew he wasn't gonna be there for 3. I would have took him in like.
I didn't know he was in there, man.
Ubru was taking him second. Ubru literally goes, "Oh, that was my next pick." The second I took him,
he also was on his alt account, so like his
he was not.
Value was sandbagged a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, maybe he's just like I have been in many bingos where I was casual and did not care. Maybe it was just that, or he hates me. It's one of the two. I don't know. But like there was some like bro, like he would post in the like we'd be like, "Yo, what's everyone doing? Like, what are we working on?" And he would just post screenshots of him at the shooting stars.
No. See, that's
disrespectful, dude.
Like, okay, that is not.
No.
How do you
have that?
I'll say this.
Unsportsmanlike.
I've been on 2 different teams with Mason before, bingos before, not as a captain, just as someone playing. And I'll tell you, if you guys are like completely out of it or far away from first, he's not going to play much.
No, his first day back, his first day back, which was we were 20 points behind you, Prison Joe. He was trying to get us to FF.
He was trying to get you guys to. Why would he try to get you guys to quit?
That's just, I don't know. He came back.
I have no idea.
He came back, saw you guys were not like in it, racing for first
when
or
we
close
were back,
to first.
Dude, that was like halfway through.
We were 20 points. Anything is possible. We were 20 points out of placing when he came back, and we were 40 points behind first on Tuesday. Like, and he was trying to get us to FF. I don't know.
He came back and he hit the damn bitch. You live like this? This is a mess in here.
Yeah,
but
it was just like, and
that's really not that far back. Like there were so many teams that just went on runs.
It was just so demoralizing for the team when he would just like post screenshots of him like getting chinchompas. Like
okay,
it was
so that
for
you as
what?
a captain have to be like.
Well, I was ready.
I
was just like, I was just ready to like try to get him off the team and then like get somebody else, but like the juice just was not worth that squeeze at that point. I was just like, this is ridiculous.
Rough, man, rough. Okay,
Yeah,
listen. Now that we're talking about
fun.
it, Mason, we all love you, but now the conversation's happening.
Mason, I was on never picking
team.
you in my life.
I was on a hunt team with Mason once before. Okay,
Bingo stock
and
is
I'll tell you,
this is what he wants. Though this is all actually. Honestly, wait. Go ahead.
I'll tell you, I was on a hunt team with Mason once where this kid was rank fucking 1 in the whole competition. Dude
he likes
was
you more.
Disgusting. Fucking
You saying he's unking now? You think he's washed?
And at some point during the competition, him and a very close associate he was with that was also on our team both had maybe a little bit of a disagreement with someone on our team. They both, our top 2 players, disappeared. Done. Nothing. Question mark. 0. Gone. Ghosts.
Well, I'm understanding why Mason has trouble on Tinder now. You know what I mean?
Well, at this point, this is why I decided to be a captain in the hunt in the previous homie hunt that happened just now, before our Boingo. Because I remember being on that team as just a normal bystander and messaging my captain, who was not only a first-time captain, first ever bingo, never been in any one of those before. And I was like, I messaged, hey, just letting you know, I don't know if you noticed, your top 2 stars on our team have been MIA 3 days. Like, you're the captain. Do you want to maybe reach out and see like if they plan on doing anything? And they're like, oh, yeah, maybe I will. They ended up not doing that. That's why I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a captain. Because if someone's going to do that, you got to actually reach out and say, hey, man, it's okay if you don't want to play.
Dude, this is how I see Mason. If you understand football, you understand this reference. Mason is like Terrell Owens. Like if he's happy, he's going crazy, bro. But if there's
if
there's anything going on,
Nasty.
bro, he's out, bro. He's out, bro.
Dude, when he's
out,
on,
he's
he's
It was
fucking
more
fucking
like
club. He's out
Jamarcus.
playing
No,
Valorant.
it was more like Jamarcus Russell, like drafted, big intentions.
That's disrespectful.
You know?
That's disrespectful.
Dude, he got okay. I just want to know.
No, Jamarcus
the
Russell
only
before he was
person-
fat was amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Disrespectful. That's
Like,
just
yeah,
disrespectful.
no, Jamarcus Russell was the
He's
greatest
saying
college
before
player
fat,
ever.
pre-fat
Like, yeah.
Jamarcus Russell.
Like when he showed up, he didn't do anything, and I was like, okay, I don't know. I was pretty disappointed. Yeah, there was a couple of things.
Well,
I was
Do you
just like,
regret going
I
live
need
and
to
just
tell
immediately
you-
shit talking every team? Do you think there was karma involved, or do you think that you would do it again?
Hey guys, you're talking a lot of shit on my team, buddy. We're gonna talk about that later.
no, I don't regret the shit talk because I don't know, it was fucking fun. Like that kind of like made it, you know, what it became. You know, like why would I regret that?
Bingo karma is directly tied to shit talk. Because Hamzy drafted me
Okay,
this
wait, hold on.
last
Do you see
Homie
my
Hunt.
personal luck? Like, what do you like?
You had some sick luck, dude. You had
I've
crazy
now
luck.
seen it back-to-back bingos where talking shit has affected team luck because Hamzy drafted me during the homie hunt and we had like this beef with Shep's team and then we were talking this mad shit of we're gonna beat you, you guys the ones, we the twos. And then we were fighting for who did not get last for most of the bingo. And me and my team were not talking shit like the first 4 or 5 days of the bingo, this past bingo. And we were like competing for first. And then as soon as we started getting like a little chirpy with people, drier than Alcarid, bro. Our
You
luck
chirped me the whole time,
completely
first of all,
disappeared.
dude.
That is not something I'm willing to let go though, because it's not about how much you love talking shit, you know? That is making the event more fun for everyone else.
That's
And
true. That's true.
That's the goal at the end of the day.
Yeah,
If
dude, if you wanna talk
everyone
shit, talk
loves
shit.
watching us, yeah, if everyone else is getting a kick out of us talking shit and they think it's real, okay, great. Like, you know, that's the entertainment value that outweighs any fuck your karma RNG, dude.
That's
Man,
how
it
people.
does-
That's
Hey.
how people need to go live, bro.
Man,
Not
I
enough
went
people are
live
going live.
yesterday. I went live. Here's the thing. Post bingo RNG is real. I got a trio shadow split when I went
Yeah,
live
I just put that in BE. Nice job. I saw that.
First
Yep.
TOA
Yeah,
back.
true,
I was
true.
like, man, this is so cursed.
So on that note, since we're talking about it now, this was my feedback. Is I think next Boingo, there's tiles for captains for hours streamed. I think that would go super hard and it'd be really cool. That way you
I like
rely on your captain to go live and to secure your team guaranteed points. And it is an
That'd be
incentive.
kind of fun,
Captain
actually.
doesn't go
I like
live.
that. I like
Fuck
that.
with it.
Hamzy would have
Dude,
maxed
you
out the
know-
towel. We could have like different tiers of it too. You go up to like 40 to 50 hours if you want to go crazy. You know what I mean? That would be a cool tile.
I mean, it could be a continuous stuff. But then again, actually,
Also,
this
would
is
even the
something we were
playing field.
talking.
Because listen. I get that if you don't go live and you just sit in the VC and you stink it up, it's better for your team overall. You're gonna get more efficient
Yeah,
hours.
this
You're
is
gonna
something
play
we were
That's
talking
more.
what I
earlier.
did
I
at the
get it.
end. The last 3 days I did that.
I get that. So that's why I'm saying it evens the playing field with that. Is that every captain has to go live this certain amount. That way, there's no.
I like that. I like
advantage
that
there.
way more than the fucking team photo, dude. Like, can we make that the free tile in the
Team
middle?
photo was a lot harder than we thought it was going to be.
I
I remember
love
when
the
we
team
were
photo.
planning that, we thought that was the free, that we planned that it's a free tile. Like, this is going to be
Yeah,
so easy.
When we were
Dude,
planning
that
the
was
bingo,
so
we were
much
like,
harder to put together than we thought it was going to be, man.
Bro, Olive
Like,
was losing
we
his
had
mind
no
over that
idea.
tile, dude.
Yeah.
We had no idea how hard that was going to be.
Yeah, when we were doing all the behind the scenes planning, we were like, it'll be silly, it'll be
But
fun.
I like
you
that.
just knock it out on
really,
the first day.
Dude, I just
I
gotta
will-
say, I like
let
that
me-
a lot, man. I thought that
was
gave
really
it
fun,
like
yeah.
a personality to the competition, and it gave it some like life. You know, I liked
Let
it
me
a
openly
lot.
flame Olive, okay? No way you use the Discord chat that was made in the base score for your team. That is crazy.
Only
Yeah.
one, Dad.
That
Only
was
one.
pretty funny, yeah.
That is-
I love going
Dude,
in
he
there and
could-
reading. I would just
he
go in
could
there and
not-
read.
He could not get his team members to join a Discord, bro. I saw that team, dude. Nothing was gonna happen there, dude.
That's why I think like PJ and Tasty were talking about this. If you're gonna be a captain, like you have to at least you don't want to just entirely pick your friends, because you
No.
do. I think that's one of the best parts about bingos is like meeting
Yeah.
new people, making new
That's what
friends.
made my
like,
team so fun, honestly.
Yeah,
Me too.
I made so many new
Me too.
people, met so many new friends, but like half the team was people I knew, and like I knew would create like a good nucleus of fun that
Yeah.
we would just like give it out to
I like
everyone.
that word. I
Olive
like
did.
that.
Nobody knew each other on Olive's team, and Olive didn't know anybody. So like that's kind of tough to
that's
like
a
have
nightmare.
that cohesion, you know.
You need at least like 2 or 3. I mean, you don't have to have like 5 or 6. Like I had 5 people who either I knew really well or knew pretty good, and then the rest were like acquaintance, like barely knew them. Like you got to have a good balance. I feel like, and that's on you as a captain. Like you can go, like I talked to so many people before the bingo, like asking how much you're gonna play, like what do you know, what content you want to do. Like I asked a lot of different people because like it's like Hamzy was really like he really wanted to be a captain, and that's why I really had to make sure, because if I'm gonna be a captain, I'm gonna take it like serious, because I feel like it just ruins, if your captain sucks, it ruins everything. It ruins a lot of the fun for everybody. Like if you're gonna be a bingo captain of a bingo team, like lock in, like you got to give it the full attention. Like I cut away all the YouTube stuff I was doing. I fucking cut everything off and just fucking focus on the bingo. And don't regret it at all. It was one of the best weeks ever. But you really got to go all in if you're going to be a captain, in my opinion, at least, to make it, you know, fun for everybody too.
So, you know, my experience being captain, you know, segue into that. You guys know I didn't want to be a captain. Not to say I didn't love and embrace being a captain. Like that's the furthest thing from the truth. I didn't want to be a captain because I had a trip planned for, you know, it was a 9-day bingo, 2 weekends, and on the second weekend, I had a trip planned where I was going out of town. So that was really the only reason I didn't want to be a captain. Also, you know, I was hoping to free up some more time to do some more administrative shit, which I did none of. But you know, I didn't want to be a captain because of that reason, and then because of amount of signups and you know, division of team members and everything, you know, we needed one more captain, so I was happy to step up, and I had a great fucking time being a captain. Like I do just want to say I had such a good time. I did have to go out of town for the second weekend. I was at the bars, you know, I'm on this bachelor party, like at the strip club, like checking Discord, like, yeah, hell yeah, like nice dance fang, dude, like let's fucking go. Dude, honestly, man, you can look at my wise old man. Like my team went super dry on Uncut Onyx at
Did you guys end up getting it or no?
We got it like in the last minute. I think our team did about 4,500 Zulrah kills to get the Uncut Onyx. It was
That's
crazy.
wild.
You can look up my wise old man from like Thursday on. Every one of those kills is mobile. I'd estimate I probably did about 100 something Zulrah kills. Like I'm not shitting, dude. I was at the bar like waiting for my drink, like sneaking in one quick Zulrah kill. Dude, melee Zulrah. Fucking goated, man.
This was actually the first bingo I've been in where I haven't gotten a Zulrah drop taking a shit at work. Every one of the past bingo, like this last homie hunt, I always will take like, you know, I got that hot girl IBS, so it's like believable in the first place, but I'm taking like 4 or 5, you know, restroom breaks and just like hitting up the mobile Zulrah like a crackhead. This is the first time it didn't
I got nothing mobile. I got nothing mobile and nothing at work. There was only one day of the whole event that I had to work, and I was doing mobile vires. And dude, I remember fucking everyone. I tripped everyone out.
That was funny. I remember that.
I actually did get a blood shard at work. This is not on the bingo board, but I got a blood shard because I was at work. It's the only thing I can do. I mean, at that point, like there was nothing. I had to actually work too. It wasn't like I had to. I wasn't like I couldn't like be killing Zulrah on the side. Like I had to do something super AFK. So I was killing some vires. At the very end of the day, I did end up getting a blood shard, and man, I think I convinced everyone that I actually thought that was on the board. Everyone was laughing at me, calling me an idiot, a goofball, a clown, if you will. But you know what?
This requires I think that might require some self-reflection, though, Hamzy. That everybody believed that you would have thought that was a drop. So,
well, I got the drop, and then everyone was like, "Wow, did he think that was on the board?" And then I started typing like, "No, wait, it wasn't. Oh my god, I've been here all day." You know what? Whatever you can do for the homies to have crack a little smile. But I mean, I did do everything I could. So, like I said, you know, I went hard as fuck for the first 6 days, 5 days. Final 4 days, I'm out of town. I tried to go as hard as I could up until the last moment, you know. So my last night before going out of town, I full sent the night. I packed a little bit. I streamed, went hard until 6 a.m. Ended stream. I got that Staff of the Dead to complete Zammy for my team. That was my final gift to the boys. And then I literally called my Uber on the spot, and I went on no sleep, drinking beers all night. I'm going now to a bachelor trip. And I'm on this plane, like no sleep, beers all night. I threw up on the plane, man.
You're a puker though. You're a puker.
At least you didn't
That's how you exercise.
Nothing wrong with being a
next to you
puker.
last time. It was next to you last
I was
time. Now
gonna
it's
say,
you
at
this time.
least you did not get thrown up on the plane.
No,
this
I didn't
time.
get thrown up on.
That's true.
But you know how much of a buzzer beater this was? Like, I remember getting. I was like, fuck, it's gonna happen, and I know well in advance. Like, I can time my shit, so I'm like, okay, I know this is gonna happen. I know how much time I have to the bathroom, whatever. So I get up, go to the bathroom. But this is where I get stopped. There's the lady with the cart. And that's when I'm like, oh shit. Okay, now we're biting into extra time over here. So I asked her, I was like, I need a fucking bathroom. Is there? And she's like, yeah, you can go to the front of the plane, go to the first class bathroom. And so I go over there, I walk into that bathroom, and like within opening the door, it was all in like one motion of opening the door, like locking it behind me and throwing up in the toilet. And I was like, fuck. I was like, yeah, dude, let's go. Like, we got it. And then, like, as we were getting off the plane, you know, like, I was kind of okay after that. And I told the story to my friend, as like, who was also on the plane with me, as we were getting off. And he said something to me. He's like, dude, what if someone was in that bathroom? And I was like,
You just threw up all over some
You
poor
would
lady.
have
She's
puked
just
all over
like,
her.
looking up at you like,
I would.
What
If
about
someone
like
was-
a Modern Warfare 2 final kill cam, but it's just Hamzy spraying somebody into their plane bathroom.
Yeah. No, you know, my flight back wasn't any better, honestly, you know, while we're on the subject. I'm on a string of like bad flight experiences.
so let me
Dude,
ask you this: if your team would have been like first or second, really close, would you cancel the trip and went for it, or like what do you do there? You just say good
Dude,
luck, boys, and
it's
leave
my
them?
best friend's bachelor party.
Okay, fair
Like,
enough.
So maybe
I love RuneScape as much as the next guy.
So
Come
he's
on,
bringing
man.
the laptop, is what that means.
Dude, I'm even there doing mobile. Like, dude, no one cares about this shit more than I do, man. But come on, you got to live your life a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I
There's
had a couple of. I didn't have a full weekend of bachelor party, but there's a couple obligations I had, and I had to be out a few times.
Hey, come out to drinks for a night, you know. Cancel
Bro, we
that,
had to deal with
okay.
Father's Day. Like that was a whole
Yeah.
thing. Fucking Father's
I
Day
had
on
to take
one of
that
the
was
days.
that was my
Fucking-
only dinner the whole bingo. I only had one dinner.
No.
I canceled a lot of dinners for that, man. I'm
Canceled
gonna
the
be
fucking
honest,
dinners,
dude.
God damn it.
If it's canceling one event, it's okay. But like, dude, this is a whole weekend, man.
Yeah.
But you know, I've been on kind of a bad string of flight experiences. I feel like it all kind of like trickles down to me sending all-nighters the night
I was gonna say,
before
bro,
my
there's gotta be some blame on you on some of these flights out there,
Yeah,
right?
that was
Like,
my
Yeah,
question.
no,
Is,
I
do
was
you
actually-
think it's self-inflicted?
I was telling why Juicy this actually. I was telling Ian right before, like a little bit before we sent this pod, that like I think maybe I gotta stop doing that because like all my flight problems lead to me pulling. I have this thought in my head where I'm like, oh, if I pull an all-nighter before the flight, I'll sleep perfectly on the flight. But that's not what happens at all.
Has
I
that
get
ever
on
happened?
the flight. It's happened a couple times in the past where I've gotten on the flight completely wrecked and pass out. But I think those were probably lucky. I don't think
I
that's
can only
like the
do that
normal...
if it's first class, bro. First class sleeps are like normal sleeps. They count.
Yeah,
They do.
but we're talking economy
good,
on
yeah.
United, dude.
No, that does
Like,
not count.
This is like
No.
That's so military.
So-
Like we get 2 bags for free, so I'll fly Frontier a lot.
Bro,
But
even if
those
you
I had
fly
enough
Southwest,
bags,
you
don't
get
worry.
2 bags
Chairs.
for free, dude. Like what's
I
the-
had
had
Those
enough
are
bags,
literally
don't worry.
lawn chairs.
Yeah, they're literally
I-
lawn chairs, and you get up when it's your turn to fly the plane, and then you sit back down. So I would never pull
Dude,
the
I'll fly the
all-nighter.
plane. I'd rather fly the plane at this point.
I would never pull the all-nighter, but like military, we get into a lot of the lounges for free. So I'm showing up like middle-aged dad where he's like, for no reason you got to get to the airport 4 hours in advance, but I'm getting there to get in a free lounge and get like nice and drunk, so I just pass the hell out as soon as I get on.
No. My flight home was 10 a.m. So the final night, I'm like, this is easy. I will all night till 8 and then go to the airport. That's the biggest no-brainer of all time, dude. 8 a.m.
I wouldn't say that,
question.
but that okay, yeah.
So on the flight back, I'm feeling honestly fine until I'm boarding, whatever. I'm in a window seat, and dude, the guy in the middle seat was probably the largest human being to ever board an airplane. He had one of those extra seat belts.
You got my cousin Jerry on there, bro.
Dude,
he's thick.
I'm honestly like, I felt bad for him because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing getting on a flight?
What if you just said that to him?
First
of
all,
what the fuck are you doing here?
Dude, I can't tell you how many times it almost jumped out of me where I wanted to ask him, why are you in the middle seat? Like, dude, first of all,
he was middle?
He was asserting
you're
dominance on the middle
insane to be
seat.
flying this large. And if you're going to take a middle seat, dude, like if I'm that big, I'm doing everything in my power to get an aisle. And if I'm not getting an aisle, I'm not flying. Because this guy needed an extra seatbelt.
Oh, the seatbelt extender?
The seatbelt extender,
And I'm buckled against the wall with this guy because he's so big. And
did you fight back at all, or did you just let it happen?
Dude, I had to let it happen because at this point, I have my own things that I'm fighting. And my nose just starts uncontrollably bleeding while we're after takeoff.
Dude,
really?
you're a mess.
What?
Like,
You're a mess.
Dude, my nose won't stop bleeding. I'm like, at least I'm not throwing up. Like, that's my normal thing. But my nose is just not stop bleeding. And
What are we talking on this guy though? 400, 500? Like, does he have a TLC show? Like, how big is this
tall
guy?
is he?
Like, what are we saying?
Tall. He's tall is the thing, and he has
That makes
thick
it worse.
calves. You can tell. And
So
and
he's
he had
pouring
this-
over everywhere.
He had this duffel bag that, you know, carry-ons go in the thing overhead.
in
Backpacks
front
go
of him?
under.
I thought you were saying
he had
like
he had a
he
bag
was
that
a
was.
duffel bag.
Well, he was a bit of a duffel bag himself, but
That's
he had
what
this duffel bag.
Damn, bro.
He had this duffel bag also
Say.
that was. I'm like, dude, that is overhead worthy. That's not a backpack, dude. He puts it right down on it. Okay, now I lost a leg, and he's spilling onto me. My nose is bleeding, and I'm sitting there like, at least at this point, I'm.
You're in an
fucked,
escape
'cause I'm-
room right now. You just entered an escape room. I feel
Yeah, and
like
I have
at this
no
moment.
passwords.
Literally.
But
With a guy
I'm-
that big, you might be able to ask, like, hey, buddy, can I lean on you to sleep? He might be like, I won't
Dude,
even notice, dog.
honestly,
Like,
man,
hell
at
yeah,
that point,
dude.
I would have gotten comfy cozy on him, like, because he was squishing into
That'd
me.
been
I was
kinda
like,
nice.
like,
Yeah.
but
Did he
like,
smell?
at
What
this
was
point,
it smell
like a
like?
purple
Was there any
mattress.
odor?
I can't
or-
smell anything, dude. My nose is bleeding, bro. And
You stayed up all the way until 10 in the morning to get on a plane and your nose is bleeding after? What
The
the fuck?
allergies are bad there, man. It's
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah,
You know,
honestly,
solid.
I'm not
Yeah,
even at this
shit.
point. I'm not even worried. I'm not even worried that like, because I'm like, dude, I'm a puker. So like, this is really the lead. This is like low level compared to what I'm used to dealing with. So I'm like, fine. I'm literally doing nothing. And he asked me if I'm okay. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And then he waves the fucking flight attendant over. And it's like, this guy's nose is bleeding. And I'm like, dude.
No,
Hitched
he
on you?
doesn't.
Let me deal with my shit, buddy.
And she comes over and she's like, your nose is bleeding. And I'm like, fucking well aware, dude. Yeah. And
What?
and I'm like, I'm fine, I'm good. But it's like I like plug my nose and then my other nostril like starts like it like shoots out my other nostril now. So
Oh, Hamilton.
so now I look like a patient in like a horror movie at some point. And then, dude, I'm so embarrassed, bro. They get on the intercom do we have any doctors on the flight? And I'm like,
oh no, they did the
no.
doctor call.
And then Ignoble walks up, and then you're just like,
and they
fuck.
didn't even,
Podiatrist.
dude, they did not even ask
Ignoble
me.
gets
They
out
did-
of first class, walks back to Hamzy.
They didn't,
We're doing this right now.
they didn't even ask me. They didn't even ask me. They were, and I was like, I feel like this is for me. Like I can, like the timing when she walked away. I feel like, and then she comes back with these two nurses, and they're nurses, dude. And I'm like,
Are they
guys,
bad, though?
I'm fine. No. And I'm like, guys, I'm fine. And they're both like, oh, you look flushed. And I'm like, dude, I'm sunburned. I was just in Austin for a week drinking my fucking life away. My nose is bleeding. Like, I'm really just trying to be calm and not tell everyone to leave me the fuck alone. But I'm in the most respectful way trying to tell people I'm fine. But they're like, no, let's. So they start taking my blood pressure, dude. They're taking my blood pressure, dude. My arm is now leaning over top this guy's stomach while he's in the middle seat still.
At least
My
you have
arm
a
is-
table.
He
You know?
is
His-
I was gonna say
his-
he's your medical table
His
now.
stomach is in the mid. They were like, "Do you want to get out?" And I'm like, "No, dude. Like, just like let me be in my cocoon." And they're taking my blood pressure. They're like, "Oh, your blood looks like you're bleeding." I'm like, "Fucking no shit, man."
Your blood looks like you're bleeding. Your blood tells us that you're currently bleeding.
And then she tells me, so we've relayed this information to the captain of the flight, and like he'd feel a lot better if we had an ambulance waiting for you when we got back, when we land. And I'm like, if there's an ambulance when I get back, I'm not getting on it. If you can get me a bottle of water and some extra tissues, I will go back to watching my episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm and be totally fine. I promise you. And they kind of saw like how frustrated I was getting, and then they let me just go. And I spent the duration of the flight bleeding for probably another like 45 minutes
Jesus.
with this guy spilling on me.
Are you on blood thinners?
His nose is.
No, I don't think I was. Well, there might have been something that
Were you under the influence of anything on this flight?
No, dude. No. That flight landed, and the guy, once we landed, the guy in the middle was like, "I'm gonna wait for everyone to get off. If you want to get off, you can before me." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, sure." And I fucking climbed over him. I climbed over him like a fucking goblin, dude. Like, and grabbed
literally
my
got
shit.
the
Dude, your
Cox
fucking
Bowler
foot
XP
pressed off
leaving
his
that
belly
one.
to get across.
Fuck
That's
out of
crazy.
there, man. Not good. I think all-nighters before flights, maybe not such a thing. that
I'm
you
never
have.
doing that again. I've done it
That's a thing I think I've learned.
once. I mean, the worst one for me was in Tennessee. I think that was the worst it's ever been for me.
Oh, you look
And I got
terrible after
COVID.
that.
I got fucking COVID when I got home, dude.
Yeah. I remember when
It's
you were
not
leaving
great.
that one, you looked pretty bad. But,
I
Yeah,
have
I
a video
felt
of you
pretty
getting
bad.
COVID.
You dude,
Yeah, that's true.
That's
We do
probably
have
where
a-
it came from, dude.
that's-
But I did.
I
have a
all
video of you
guys.
licking
None
the
of you
whole
guys
bar.
got COVID. I didn't lick it. I zambonied it, dude. My tongue didn't touch the counter, man. I was
That's
way more
worse.
tactful than that.
lot of-
Maybe
lot
it
of-
might be worse.
yeah. There's a lot
I
of things
think
that go
I
down on
saw.
this table.
I think I saw in the video the COVID molecule. Like you could see if you
Dude.
zoom in,
Pulsating.
go into
No
your
joke.
stream.
The
It was
funniest
like
part.
small little images of bats that you could see just
No,
flying
not
into
bats,
his mouth.
dude.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is watching that video back and not looking at me, but looking at like the employees that work there. When they watch me
They
do that, they
even-
they recoil. They're like, "Oh, you shouldn't do that, dude."
I remember from that as that, and then Solo Mission looking at you like he's seen a ghost. He was like, "Where am I? Like this is different. We're in a different area
Is this
now."
America? Is this
You
what
know
do?
you're doing some insane shit in a whiskey distillery if the employees are making that face, because
Yeah,
there
for
is
sure.
all kinds of riffraff that are flowing through there, and if they're making a
They've
face like,
seen it
"Wow,
all.
we've never seen that behavior before,"
Yeah.
13
You are-
dudes
I
rolling
don't
deep,
think.
dude.
I don't think anybody's ever probably done that. Because like at a bar like that, people do like crazy shots, crazy drinks, but off the table, like that's That's not the vibe, you know. So that definitely.
I threw up at
Probably
that
to throw
same
him
bar
off.
actually. I threw up at that bar where he did that. Actually, and as I was about to throw up, I remember my mom FaceTimed me. And I was like, this is not a good time. And I gave my phone to a cold one. I don't know why I answered the phone and gave the phone to a cold one and went to the bathroom, throw up, and I come back to the bar and a cold one's still FaceTiming my mom talking to her. Like I walk back up to him asking my mom if she's single. I'm like, dude, give me my fucking phone back. Like
He's in the age bracket, I think. I mean, he could definitely pull it off. You should be careful for sure.
yeah, no,
100%.
that's not the one. No, definitely not. Least person I
Let me
trust.
kind of before we go too far, I want to go back to the bingo. I just want to take you through my experience because I definitely had a pretty insane bingo experience.
You sure
as
did.
well. I did for sure, bro. Day one.
Yeah, maybe when you were talking to people before the bingo, you should have asked a critical question of, do you tweet or DM slurs?
I did.
Make that pick from me,
I
huh?
forgot about that, dude. That
Let me
was
get this.
insane, dude.
So we pick the teams, right? We start the bingo. You know, my team's great. The chemistry seems good. Everybody seems all right. We're doing bad the first day. We didn't get nothing. No drops. Welly's going crazy at the Zora. He's hundreds of kills in. We're not getting anything. I'm not getting anything. Nobody's really. I mean, we got. I think. Here's the thing: is towards the end of the first day, we actually got a couple drops, and the hopes were high. Like things were good. I finished my third CM kit after fucking 500 CMs. Finally, got my third kit, so that was cool. So everybody was feeling kind of good. It was nice, and I'm about to go to sleep. It's like 5 a.m. About to go to sleep. No bullshit. I'm getting up from the computer. I'm rising, and I see the ping, and I'm like, okay, well, let me look at this. I look into the admin chat, and how do I word this without getting into like niche bullshit internet drama that I know nothing about? One of my teammates, essentially TLDR, was just crashing out another team, Elisa's team. People in their DMs was just slinging slurs, saying crazy shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm delirious at this point. I'm like, what the fuck is... I was just talking to this guy too. Completely normal. Like, didn't seem like he was upset. Everything seemed fine. I was going to sleep. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I was like, is this real? Is this fucking Photoshop? And I was like, just let me talk to this guy. So I talked to the guy. He has no excuse. He's just like, yeah, fuck those guys. He stood on business. He's like, fuck them. I hate him. I'll say it again. And he said it again.
Didn't even try.
He
He's like,
didn't even defend himself. He's like, I'll say it again. I was like, all right, bro. Well, I mean, I was like, listen, I was like, you hate those people? That's great. Like, I get that, but like, we got to kick you out. Like, what do you want me to do? I can't defend this behavior. Like, what the fuck? Like, what do you want me to? He's like, no, I get it. Like, you can't defend me. I was like, yeah, no, you've no excuse. You're just crashing out for no reason. And he's like, well, there is. It goes back to this and that and this. I'm like, bro, we're playing. We're trying to have fun, bro. It's a bingo, bro. It's a bingo. I'm 30. What are we doing?
I'm 30.
I was like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing?
I feel like that was, a little bit of a recurring theme of like just some of the things people were getting upset with. I was like, dog, I work too much and pay too much in taxes to like give this much of a fuck about a 20-year-old point click game. It was crazy.
Why do you care about this so much, dude?
Yeah. Well, the thing was like, so I did talk to this guy beforehand, and like, I know Hamzy knows him pretty well. I don't really know him at all. I just know that he is like one of the best bingo players to have on your team. He goes hard. He's going to put in 10, 12 hours a day. And for my first pick, I wanted a grinder, somebody who's going to be there every day, show up. And regardless of how the bingo's going, like, give full effort. And I knew that about that guy. And he told me those things. That's all I knew. Outside of that, I knew nothing. And like I said...
what you failed to think about is...
Dude, don't say fail. You picked that guy like 3 times before. So, like, why are you telling me about my failures, bro? You just lucked out, buddy. Man?
You know, in like Game of Thrones, in Game of Thrones, how there's like the most vicious
dragons. Did you prod him, bro? Did you like hit him with a stick or something?
There's like the most vicious dragons, but like not anyone can tame them. You know, you have to be able to.
Yeah, bro, you gotta be able to stop your teammates from saying.
So maybe next time, go for the smaller one, medium size, medium to big.
Listen,
don't go for the biggest vicious with the sharpest teeth. You might just not be ready for that yet, is what I'm saying.
Listen. I was ready for anything. I didn't know, bro. I literally was in the VC with him. He was fine. There was nothing. I'd have to be able to read minds. I mean, maybe you can read minds, but I can't, bro. Like,
well,
you didn't say anything.
Pure of heart to be able to tame.
Well, you're saying a lot, but you also came in 6th place, so that's okay as well. So
no.
That's fine. That's fine.
He came in 5th.
5th. Sorry,
Since
my bad.
came in 6th.
That's fine.
Missed half the tourney.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So I started like that, and thankfully, I like this is 10 hours in, bro. We're fucking 10 hours in. I'm like, well, there goes my first fucking pick overall. And like Shep's like, yeah, this feels shitty. He's like, if I give you the first pick
that's
on the
insane
reserve,
that you came from that to that though.
Yeah, you had a
we'll get to
generational
that. We'll get there.
comeback.
We'll get there. So Shep hits me up. I'm talking to him. I'm like, listen, bro, I'll take the first reserve. Like, it is what it is. And he was like, and I was like, if you want to do something else, we can. He was like, yeah, well, I feel like it's not fair. Like, if I was going to get Sir Moses. Love Sir Moses. Great guy. He's playing at most 2 hours a day, though. Like, let's be real here. Like, because I do know him. And he was like, what if I let you pick? Like, what if I let you pick? And I was like, well, I feel like that's fair. And he's like, I don't think anybody would care, which nobody did, because it is pretty fair, I think. And I was able to pick Mr. Wavy. So that was massive, because, like,
yeah.
Wavy's
he
grinder.
didn't play.
I like Wavy.
That's a good one.
Yeah, well, he didn't play as much as probably that guy would have, but he still put in a lot of time. And really kept the vibes up. But I mean, yeah, dude, my team, we were down horrendous. We were in last place for the first like few days, but kept cracking the whip. Everybody balled in. Everybody balled into the grind. Everybody like that's what really was what resonated with me. That made me proud of the team. Is everybody balled in.
Dude, Alyssa?
Yeah, bro, took that personal from T Papa. She didn't
Fucking
like that.
Yeah,
bro.
dude, hell
Like
yeah.
that
true.
at all.
Animal.
Took it personal.
Bro, I messaged her and I was like, you know what? Fucking, I was unaware of your game. I don't think anyone knew. I'm gonna be real.
I
don't know these people. That
yeah.
was pretty sick. That was pretty sick. Ain't gonna lie.
I've known, but I saw, I forget whose chat it was in, but Alyssa was like, I told my boss I sprained my ankle. This isn't the first time she's done that during
She went so hard
She
at
is an
Hydra. That's
absolute bingo
based.
demon
Holy
where
hell,
she will
dude.
fake an IRL injury to get the EHB up.
Yeah, she did over 700 Hydra and didn't get the drop.
Yeah, that was sick. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool to watch.
Well, no, I knew I didn't think she was gonna play that much, but I knew she was gonna put in time. And I was like, this is a fifth round pick. That's a solid fit. That's a great 5th round pick.
Just everything I did day one was like super good EHB, and she was trying to chase my EHB day one. I was not. I don't think I was caught. I think I was number 1 EHB day one, but it's a little
What were
different
you
for Iris.
doing? You were thinking about
Hydra.
it? That's
We were
crazy.
both at no, because she messaged me. She came in. She's like, I've been chasing you all day. Because we were just both doing Hydra, and the EHB there is really good.
Hydra's pretty solid EHB, yeah. She's pretty good.
So yeah. Hold on. Okay, so with all the Mason stuff, am I like in the wrong? Am I just completely lost?
Dude,
or
you know
can I
what's
get
funny
Can I get like a
about
little
that?
validation? I feel like I wasn't like.
I think
You're
you
in the
have
right.
every right to be like a little upset, but that's also a lot of bit on you. You know, everybody else knew.
He did say a few times.
I mean, he also did say he wasn't going to play much.
Yeah.
What?
If somebody says they're not
Okay.
going to play much, I'm either just pushing them back. Like if they're a solid homie,
Let's clarify. He did not say
or-
I'm not going to play much. He said I'm gone for the first.
But he
3
also
days.
told you not to pick him. He said, don't pick me. That's what he said.
He did not say that. He never
what he
told me to
said.
not pick
That's
him.
He
he
told
said.
that to me. I think he likes me even less. But okay, to your credit though, like my draft went super sideways. I kind of picked at random. There were like 3 or 4 people I really wanted on my team, but didn't end up signing up for the bingo because they were on the same trip that Mason was on. They were all there together and nobody signed up except for Mason from that trip, dude.
Yeah, I don't know why he signed up, honestly. That's where I'm like, is it my like I don't know. He didn't tell me to not draft him.
I think you're blamed for probably taking him that early, and then also he's a blame for just saying fuck you, basically, and then also bringing down team morale by posting shooting star photos.
I mean, that is where
I'm kicking him in the
Somebody
Discord.
on my
That is-
team's doing
that's a
that,
kick.
and
Yeah, you're
something's
kicked.
gonna be
See you
shooting.
later.
It's not gonna be a star.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
Okay.
been captains of teams in the past where, like, you know, people been streaming their like Iron Man or something when their main account is signed up, and I'm like, and I've messaged them in the like on the side and been like, look, dude, I'm not gonna tell you to be fully invested in this competition. If you're fucking out, you're out, but don't stream your account for everyone to see the other account that's not even signed up. Like, that's just disrespectful to people, man.
He streamed
Like,
a
at that
different
point-
account. He
What?
did that like halfway through the bingo. He streamed a different account. that we
No,
sign up
Mason
with the bingo
didn't.
for.
Mason
Oh,
did. I don't know who
okay.
had
No,
the
he didn't stream a
But
different
same
account,
same
but-
deal. If he's posting pictures of doing shooting stars and stuff. It's kind of the same deal. I've been captains of teams where I've had people start streaming their other accounts, and I've had to been like, dude, like.
Yeah, I'm like, this is Mason. I don't have to like. He's not dumb. Like what the fuck? Like,
you gotta
he's gonna do.
You gotta set the vibe.
Like,
you gotta set. I feel like on my team, it really set the vibe heavy of like the grind. And we have one guy. There's only one guy who really didn't grind that hard. His name was Skull MN. He was posting photos of him trapping animals IRL, but he was out doing stuff. Like he wasn't like, you know what I mean? But he logged it. He did log in sometimes. Like he logged in at the end and helped us. He logged in and like he did get a drop for a bounty that helped us get like second in a bounty. So like, even though he didn't play that much, at least he was like, you know, he bought into the grind aspect. We also, which is one of my favorite stories. That's keeping the
conversation going in the Discord too. That's keeping the like.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're out of the day, you know, posting, hey, this is what I'm doing. Like.
Yeah, it was funny because we were like IRL Hunter, like he's fucking. Bro, I wish I could show the photo.
I mean, dude, like I said, you know, I had to go out on this trip and one of my friends. Yeah, no, but one of my friends took a video. He took like a Snapchat of the video of the bar and like saw me on the side, fucking killing Zulrah on mobile, and like. He was just taking a video of me like fucking loser, like look at this guy. And then when he did that, I was like, wait a second, can you actually send me that? Like, and so he sent me that, and I posted it in my team's Discord, and they were like, dude, fucking like the morale that brings up is, you know, it's worth something.
It's good. So you remember there was a bounty for you first to get 2 granite malls from Gargoyles. I was on the phone driving home from the I think it was from the Father's Day like dinner. I was driving home. I was trying to I think it was that day or maybe it was the day after. I'm not sure. Either way, I was out. I was driving home and I saw the bounty and I pulled over on the side of I was on the VC and I pulled over on the side of the road and got on mobile and started killing gargoyles. I pulled over, I put the emergency lights on. I pulled over and fucking started killing gargoyles on the side of the road. You know, it was over like 10 minutes.
In game, right next to teenagers, and like. Me and him were like competing for the same Gargolons, and then I saw him run around the corner, like run around the side, like around the wall to get away from it. And I was like, oh my God, he's taking a screenshot. He got it. And then I see them post.
Yeah.
Amzy actually ragged me day one.
What did I do? Someone did actually rag me day one.
It was the sulfur blades.
Someone ragged me at Sulfur Blades.
And I just see Hamzy run by. He goes dork and then kills one of mine and then just like runs and tellies. I was like, fuck, he's an iron. He's not gonna get that job.
Okay, you're a main,
either.
Dude.
I was like, he's just hating professional. I gotta respect it.
Someone actually did rag me on that. That was like the first bounty, wasn't it? That was like day one bounty.
Yeah.
Someone actually did rag me. Someone from the bingo put down a cannon. And I was like, dude.
Yeah, dude. Well, I want to tell you the story about this guy on my team. Like, he was my captain's pick. His name is Zayon. He came in with a whopping 8 EHB. This guy was the sponge, bro. He's a European man from Belgium. Didn't know really much about RuneScape, but we taught him. We taught him Barrows. He finished the whole tile. We taught him Perilous Moons. He finished most of the tile. We taught him all that. He was helping. He was like basically a pack yak for us at God Wars. Like he was just an amazing team player. Like
what a champion, dude. What an absolute
champion. You can never discount like somebody who's low EHB last pick. Talking to like team, Elisa's team.
Well, dude, the worst team that performed the whole thing the captain went all
Exactly.
That shit don't matter. I tried saying that. That does not mean.
And he's talking about next time we should do random draft.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
If you guys have ever been in a draft, like a bingo with a random
you could just draft more random.
There is nothing worse. We were talking about chemistry and stuff. There's nothing worse for it than that. But I was gonna say, shout out coach teacher. He was on Lisa's team. I know he hangs out in a bunch of our chats, but dude was just playing the game
He's
casually.
listening right now, guaranteed. He's
probably true.
He's a big pod listener.
No, shout out
Fuck
him.
You for
he was
that
like
Turboline Core, man. Fuck
no,
you.
Yeah, exactly.
God,
buzzer
that fucked
beater.
us so
He
hard,
hit that
dude. It was a
Kobe
buzzer
last
beater.
minute 3, clutching it up, but he didn't know how to do a bunch of bosses. He was just like, yeah, teach me how to do this. Like, and now he's like, I'm gonna go do like more PVM. I'm gonna challenge myself. You can never discount like last round picks and like people like that in bingos.
If you
they're usually just there to have as much fun as possible.
Yeah.
So if you're dismissive with them, they're just not. They're gonna be the nothing burger that you thought they were, instead of being like the goat that they could be. Clutching it up.
True.
You got to involve them, and that was why that was Welly, the guy on my team, Welly. He was amazing because he's doing like Max F Zora and then teaching Zayon how to do Paris while he's doing it, like doing the 2-time. That guy's insane. That's the best research I did. Is Mr. Wellyism? Obviously, he was top BHB in the competition. I knew him from my clan, Ember of Ash, going against his clan in a competition like a while back. He's a really cool guy. And I didn't tell him to sign up. He just signed up because I think Don Dada asked him to sign up. And I saw he signed up. And I was like, are you actually signing up for this? Because I know that guy's like, he can do alts. He can do it with the best of them. He's an insane player. And I was like, okay. I was like, let's gamble. And I kept waiting each round. I was like, God, I hope someone doesn't pick this guy. And I got him in, I think, the 4th round. The biggest still the entire draft was getting him in the 4th round.
The round you took, you could see me during the draft, frantically looking. I was looking at him. I was like, dude, nobody's going to know. And I kind of knew him from Wavy's stream a little bit. I was like, oh, this dude fucking games. How is he still on the board?
Nobody's going to know.
Yeah, he's going to know.
And he's cool as fuck. He's cool as fuck, bro. He's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like to try to figure out the best way to do in the future is, those learners that, like, we had some people on our team who were like, I'd love to learn Tob during this bingo. And, when you're doing Tob with the bingo team, it's like you're trying to get those deathless KCs as
Dude,
fast
you guys
as
had a
possible.
few deaths. I was watching a couple of the runs.
All right,
dude, we had great great Tobs, man.
Hear me out here. I don't know who else is like a big Hell's Kitchens fans, but I watch every season, and there are like a couple seasons where they'll bring in like vets and rookies.
Campaigns are
what if we did like a weekend long bingo where it's like you cannot have more than like 50, 100 EHB, and that it's mostly just like newer people, and then each team can only have, it's like you and 2 other people who are gamers, and then the rest is all just like noobs. Like people who are just
kind of the way the draft goes.
I want like an all-stars. I want like an all-stars.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way the draft ends up going, though. Like,
No, but I'm saying like limit the amount of like high-level players that you would let into the bingo, and then really just try to focus it towards being like a learner bingo. I think that would be fantastic, because then it's like, how quickly can you train these people up and teach them the content to where they can start going for different tiles, going for different items?
I think it's a good idea, but if you have, it really depends on the captains, because some people like teaching people how to play RuneScape, and some people hate that shit. They fucking hate with it. So it depends on like who you got in there.
Well, I do like teaching people, and I love bringing learners and stuff. But like in our specific case, it got to the point where we did 35 tubs as a team and got no purple. Not a single
I was
one.
watching. It was so funny.
And dude, they were not all dying, 6 death. Like, dude, a lot of these were deathless 5-mans. Like, they were not bad tobs at all. And then like, we had the learners who were like, oh, I'd love to learn tob during this bingo. And then it got to the point where it's like, okay, we really need to get purples. Like, I don't know if at this point we can afford to bring a learner.
Yeah, we brought hard noobs.
Maybe we should have probably done it on the earlier end, but
one of the most heartbreaking, Gant, we didn't have a top team the last day. Gant and I just were starting to send 416s. We only had Justy Helm left to complete Justy. And it was like me, Gant, and some other random in 416 that had 1000 KC. We were all deathless. The one dude with a salad blade that had 15 KC died 3 times, gets the purple, it's a Justy Helm. Gant one tick logs out, and then I just see like a Discord DM from him. He's playing poker on his Xbox. I was like, I don't blame you on that one. I don't blame you on that one at all.
We did 40 tobs together as a team, and in all 40, 35 straight with no purple. In the final 5, we got an Avernic, which was a dupe because someone on our team went and sent a random 416 and got an Avernic. And then we also got takeaway moment of one of the takeaway moments of the Boingo. We got Brett Dog his first purple from Tob. Justy
that
Helm,
was pretty sick.
Which also doesn't mean anything for the competition because Justy doesn't mean anything unless you finish the set.
Yeah. Which is a tough one to finish. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, tough one to finish.
Crazy stat for my team on raids. mainly did CMs because we knocked out the Avernic pretty early and didn't really feel like it was worth going for other stuff when there was so much on the Cox tile. And we're just ripping the CMs. I think we did upwards of over 50, I think. Right under 50 or over 50, I'm not sure. We did a lot of CMs. And Barry Shark got 4 dexes in her name. 4.
That's rough. That's rough.
4 dexes is crazy. I didn't get a single fucking purple, bro. Not a single goddamn one at 50. I had anywhere between 30 to 50k points every time too.
We got pretty we also
That's
got
your
pretty
takeaway at least. You have something to take away.
Tob.
That is true.
We did the most Tob. We had 276 KC and we got 4 purples as a team. Like that's pretty rough. That's a certified tough look across the board.
Yeah. Top is a tough one because it's such an unforgiving, like RNG wise, like TOA and Chambers. You have much better luck for purple.
So easy sometimes, dude.
Yeah, sometimes
you
it is
have
easy
those
though.
sessions sometimes.
That's how it goes. You have the magical
purple
session.
Purple after
rare though.
purple.
It's rare.
And then
Very
once
rare.
it means something, you get fucking nothing.
You get nothing. You don't get shit. That's
Once
how
it
goes.
means something, dude.
Dude, can we talk about the end of the bingo though? Absolute cinema coming down to the last second. Like I knew I was just insane. Like I was so proud of my team that we literally clawed our way back from the very bottom and just kept going. No one gave up. And then it comes down to the last day. I know that if we get a tile, if we get the Kriara tile, we'll be tied with Tasty's team for first place. And my whole team is asking, they're like, do we win the tiebreaker? And I'm like, I think so, yeah. But let me ask. I said, let me ask an admin in the bingo if that's gonna happen. So I asked him, and then I put the message. I was like, yeah, can you please double check just so we don't doom send this for no reason? And he's like, yeah, no, this is the tiebreaker, which was an honest mistake. I wasn't mad about it, but I am actually glad that Elisa's team did pull it off and win. Because if it ended in a tie like that and we lost, like that would have been a shitty way to end the bingo, to be honest.
I felt so bad. And I'll defend Shep on that one. That man was fighting. I don't think we've given Shep his flowers of how much effort and time he put in this bingo.
Also, considering the fact that his EHP and points were like
I
so
was
high, too.
a dual-hatted captain and then Shep therapist for just him being like, do people know how to read? He's like, I'm being so nice to people, but like, why are people being rude to me when they just can't read? And I was like, man, I was like, Shep, you're crushing it, buddy. Like, he did so well. He put in so much effort. Like, I saw it directly. He carried that shit on the back. There were so many times where I was like, Shep, what are you doing? He's like, just dealing with bullshit again. Like, people are in my DMs. I'm like, you know what? Take your fucking time with that. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, props to you,
interns
brother.
next time.
Shep spent more time on the board. Shep spent 100 hours making the bingo board. He spent more time making that than everybody on Olive's team combined playing the game.
Damn. Whoa, we don't go there. That's crazy.
Damn.
Dude, I was glazing him the whole time. Like, at the very end of it, when that did happen, like, I wasn't even mad at him, but my team's pissed off. Like, they're all pissed. I'm just like, I have to voice the concern.
Like,
I'm so confused. Like, what was the tiebreaker and like what was the L? Like, I don't understand.
The tiebreaker was bounties and tile points combined. But Shep had told me it was just tiles completed, which we had more than Tasty's team. So we thought we were going to win the tiebreaker. That's why we sent the Kriara at the very end. If not, if I would have known there we would have lost a tiebreaker, we would have threw the towel in and took third place. But it didn't matter.
217 points. Wow.
Yeah, we were both at 217.
And I'll say this, he legitimately did believe like that was the tiebreaker until somebody pointed it out after. Well, because that whole last day we weren't catching up. We were like 70 points behind.
It was max amount of
bounties. It was bounties and
number of tiles. Each tile is 1 point, and then your bounty points added up.
Yeah,
but
which they
Shep
won every fucking bounty.
So number of tiles first, and if that was the same, then bounty points was the next tiebreaker. Yeah. Which he did just genuinely believe that was the case. Yeah. And we did too for a bit. We thought originally the right thing that it was them added together because that's what it said something like that in the rules. And then Shep was like, no, it's actually this and then this. And then we all thought we lost. Then we thought we got third place. Until Shep realized, like, oh no, it actually is that.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm saying I was glad that you had your headphones. I was glad. I'm kind of glad Alicia's team won because I didn't want it to end like that. That'd have been a shitty feeling if that's how.
Yeah.
That's how.
Regardless, dude, Prison Joe, your fucking team. I just gotta say,
your team gets the MVP mark from me, dude.
Yeah.
The comeback was
for what you had to deal with, like.
Yeah, honestly, like
that
everybody
feels
bought in,
so
bro.
nice.
It did. It felt amazing.
This last homie hunt, we were in dead last with like 18 hours left and came back and got third. So, and a comeback like that honestly does feel better than winning it. Like that,
we were almost as happy as we would have been if we had won first place. Like,
yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. We were like, I wish that was our RNG that the whole time, but like, a comeback and nobody quitting like that always feels good. It's like a good
There's something to say about the team not quitting because it's so easy to quit.
Yeah.
It's so
I was
easy
in there.
to
I
quit.
joined the voice call. I'd hit this. I'd come in there. I'd hit that a few times,
Christ.
and then that'd get him in the shade, bro. Every time, bro.
Ow.
I was like,
all right, well let's talk about it. You cannot be from the South and cracking the whip on people.
Listen,
you can't be doing that. There's
it was listen, bro. The team was working. I mean, we got after it. Everybody, the people were kind of liking the whip too, which is weird. Especially the Europeans on the team. They're actually enjoying the whip. So I don't know.
That's not weird. That actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it, dude.
That's
We're towing way too many lines.
That's fair. But no, dude, they all bought in and no one gave up, dude. I was like, I was like emotional at the end, bro. I was so proud of the team. It was actually really sick. So,
yeah, it's nice to see the team. I mean, that's how I felt about my team too, considering that I had to go out of town. Like, I felt so fucking bad about that. I was trying to do everything I could to be as active as I could. And also, not only me, but my second round pick, Matthew, also went out at the same day I did. He went to the
Counter-Strike major.
Yeah, he went to the Counter-Strike thing. So, we lost two big players like in that last weekend. The fact that they all still and he even, kind of how I was saying, I posted the video of me doing Zulrah. Like, he also dropped a video of him killing Zulrah, like in the middle of the Counter-Strike. Like, he's in the fucking arena.
It was on Behemoth.
Oh, was it? I didn't even see that.
That's so sick.
Dude, he was in
I
the.
don't think I realized that was the same guy when I put that in there.
When he dropped the vid, when he dropped the vid in our
You did,
Discord of him killing Zulrah, like in the middle of the arena, like full of people.
It's loud as shit.
That did a lot for our team. Like it is important. Just no matter how well your team's doing, like if you can just keep everyone engaged, like that means so much more than winning the competition. Not like to cope or anything, but it is like super, super nice to just have that.
Yeah, it was all about like at the end, we just want to go for the win because like we all made tons of money, so it wasn't about the money
the
at that
prize
point.
pool at the end of the day is worth nothing compared to the time.
Yeah.
It's
if you win,
it's just like a congrats, I guess.
Your drops.
We gotta hit up Soup next year, get a bigger prize pool going.
Yeah.
How much did you guys make personally throughout the bingo?
About 200 mil, probably.
My RNG was shit, dude.
I got so hoed. I literally made more the first TOA I sent after the fucking bingo getting a trio shadow.
That was insane, actually.
Let me say, after supplies, for like 150. CMs take like no money. You barely use any supplies, so they're pretty nice. Also,
I had really bad RNG.
I did almost 900 Serb. I was using a Blood Fury the whole I think I went through 3 entirely charged Blood Furies. So actually taking that into account, I probably made like 20 mil drops. Like, I didn't make shit, but hey, that post bingo RNG.
Hold on. I made I was 4th overall out of everybody. I think I made 1.6, 1.7.
Yeah, T-Papa got rich as hell, bro.
Pretty nice. It was good. I would like to say my team, man, the ones that were sticking with it towards the end, we had a fucking blast. It was, it was.
Izzy was going hard, dude.
Yeah,
we had so much fun. It was the guys that stuck through, we were going. We all pulled into Sunday. None of us slept from I think 3 or 4 of us pulled 24 hours during the whole thing together.
God damn, dude.
I think the longest I stayed awake, I might have broken it up with a 45-minute nap, but I was up for 56 hours at one point. I was full
my sleep was fucked.
Crackheading that shit.
I got pretty decent sleep, actually. I am a commuter, so
that's literally sticking up to the team name.
Let me say about Tasty's team. It's actually hilarious, and it was giving me personal entertainment, how lax it was compared to other teams. Because here's how I saw it. Have you ever seen the movie Dodgeball? football, I see Elise's team as the Snakes and Tasty's team as the underdogs. Like,
dude, that's literally what we were, dude.
That shit is so funny to me, bro. Like,
I had no expectations coming in.
Elise's team was stacked to the fucking brim with bingo demons. Like, she had so many fucking grinders on her team, and like the fact
she had the most knowledge. She was drafting people I've never heard of ever.
Yeah, bro.
They
she was
were
smoking pack that hasn't been grown, dude.
I looked at her team off the rip, and like a lot of those are like friends of ours, and I was like, they don't even know.
Dude, in the middle of bingo, we took a 1 hour break. We were at Next grinding because we went super dry at Next. We were grinding. We were so bored. We took a 1 hour break to watch Radio Bean give us a house tour on Discord. Which, by the way, bro, dude, it started off because we were making fun of Radio for his dad being the president. Like, that's the little jab or whatever. And we're like, Radio, how many floors is your house? And he goes, it's either 4 or 7, depending on how you count it. And we're like, what? What do you mean 7 floors? We're like, dude.
I'm sorry, but like, if you're getting accused of your dad getting being the president, and you're getting as like upset and offended about jokes about your dad being the president, you're a terrible poker player. Your dad's the president. Like, let's be honest here. Like,
no, dude. And so we were like, what the fuck do you like, dude? Turn on your camera. Give us a house tour. And so he turns on his fucking cam. I won't say too much because I don't want to like dox the lad, right?
His house is insane.
Give us his address.
I've gotten the house
he
tour
turns
before.
on
It's
his
insane.
camera, and he is on like probably the 3rd floor of this beautiful lakefront Scandinavian style mansion. And he like goes up, shows us each. It was 7 floors. He has 7 floors on his fucking house. Some of them are like half staggered, which is why he said depends on how you count it. And then he has like 2 fucking kitchens. He has a pool house. He has a sauna. He has an indoor spa and like swimming pool. And we're like, Radio, where do you keep your fucking servants? Do they have a separate house? Like, dude, it was the most beautiful house I've ever seen in my life. Dude.
No, he's always low-key talked like he's had money. Like, he's always kind of been, he gets
he might be the richest person in Estonia. I don't know.
Yeah,
dude.
Like he's always talked like it.
His coffee setup is more than the average Estonian salary. Like,
there's
He
also
always talks like he has money if you pay attention. The subtleties, he's never like,
he's never outright with it.
Well,
but you can always
to be fair, dude.
No, he's
Never
always
asked for
like,
splits after the verdict, you know?
Shout out Create a Ticket. He paid for all of his like coffee stuff by himself, dude.
Hey, bro.
You know?
yeah.
Dude, listen, bro. Rich people are loud, wealthy. Real quiet. Bro. Very quiet.
Yeah,
always.
you gotta really listen to understand what's going on.
Casey, can you spend only $7 for cigarettes, by the way?
He's got a missile silo. There's a missile silo in the back as well, I believe, of the house.
It's probably up the hill somewhere. It is.
I hope it's close. Like, he's gonna need it.
Dude, like all the other houses on the lake were like
to be open.
Dude, just fucking skyscrapers, bro. It's insane.
Holy shit. Dude, let me tell you about the end of the bingo real quick. So I just want to recount my last like 10 hours of it. So like we're like, fuck it. Like we have a chance. I was like, guys, I was like giving a speech. I was like, we have a path to victory. We must dominate the bird. So we all stack up. There's like 8 people with shadows. We're hopping between 6 worlds, just melting Cree and just rinsing the last like this is like the last like 7 hours, just fucking going crazy. And we have all the drops. So at this point, I was like, I'm gonna go because I was doing the document for Behemoth the next day, and I was I'm gonna go look and see or for that day actually. I was like, I'm gonna take a break real quick, guys, an hour. I'm gonna like find like something good, for the Behe. Like I'll be back in an hour. And I go and I'm sitting at the table and I'm like eating something and I'm like looking at Reddit, and then I passed out. I'd been awake for like I think 37 hours. And I just passed out. Like I passed out at the table.
The funny thing about that, I was watching Wavy's stream, and he's like, "Where the fuck is Prison Joe?"
And I passed out, bro.
Where the fuck is it? He's
bro.
literally like, it was like a heist, and you were the getaway guy. And the van just was not there. Like the ride wasn't there. The sirens are running in the back, and everybody is just there holding the bag. They're like, "Where the fuck's the getaway guy?"
He was funny because Wavy, he has a boomer sleep schedule. He goes to sleep at like 11 p.m. and he'd wake up every morning and be like, "Where's everybody at?" And we'd like been up all night. We're all sleeping. He was, but no, he fucking pulled in the cinema, bro. Pulled the armadillo chest plate off a minion with like a couple hours to go, which
I saw that clip.
Which
That's
is
crazy.
crazy. And then we're tied, and I wake up so fucked. I wake up like an hour and a half before it's over, and I'm like, holy fuck. I look and I see like we got it. And I was like, there's no way we might win this bingo right now. And then I look, and Elise's team's in first place. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck happened, bro?
I was
so
hanging out
confused.
in their Discord. So Coach Teacher was the one that got that tourmaline core. I have never heard more electric energy in the Discord than the second that he got that. I was like so happy. And again, he was their like last round pick. He literally learned how to do GGs the day before to do that. So it was just electric energy. Like the end of that bingo was just the definition of like the cinema mode. It was so
yeah. That
So
was really
good.
the first bingo I've played in. And everyone was telling me bingos are never this close. Like this never fucking
never
happens.
usually.
Dude, like Teenagers was awake for 52 hours straight by the end of that bingo, dude. Radio Bean had stayed up. Dude, Radio Bean had to miss like the last 30 minutes because he had like a tummy ache, dude. Like he couldn't fucking. He was awake for 30 hours, dude. He was falling apart, bro. The team was putting their all into it, man.
It was crazy. If we would have I just know we started with we won that last bounty there, and then if we would have got a corpse sigil there quicker, we would have had a chance. But the corpse sigil fucking tied us up for
I
like
was
9
online.
hours.
I was online in call with all my friends when you guys got that sigil. We popped off for you. You know that was pretty sick seeing that come in.
I felt
Yeah.
That was wild. Because I've been watching you earlier because you guys were killing Corp on stream. That was good.
I felt so bad for the UIM on my team. Man did 352 Corp.
That's evil. You sent him there, bro. You're fucking James
No,
Bond
no,
villain
no,
for
no.
that, for real.
I like put a channel in my Discord. I was like, yo, I'm very flexible. Like, what content do you guys prefer? And he's like, I'm 2x rated on a sigil. He's like, I will pot that until I get the sigil. He's like, if I do this entire bingo doing nothing but Corp KC, I will be happy. Did nothing but it. And like at the end, he was apologizing to our team. And he was like, I'm sorry I didn't pull the drop, guys. I was like, no, you made me consider, I won't be, but consider being nice to UIMs in the future, you know?
Consider.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, consider.
My UIM got one Araxor piece of the halberd, so that's fine. Good enough for me. He got a drop.
I
so.
loved my UIM. My UIM was awesome. He was so
But
cool.
you had,
Do we all have like a little UIM? I had Insanity.
Yeah, Insanity was on Hamzy and I's homie
Yeah, he
hunt
pulled
team.
third age
He
legs,
is-
dude.
Yeah,
We had him
you
on our-
told me
on our
who
homie
he
hunt
was last
We had
time,
him on
so
our homie hunt team, and I
yeah.
remember he was like, "Yeah, I'll be like great on your team because I'm hunting tank legs, so I'll do a bunch of barrows." And then like on the first night, he pulls a master casket and gets third age plate legs, and it's like, well, that's
He goes, I guess I don't need tank legs
That's so
anymore.
sick, dude.
That's wild.
he was like, "Do I still have to do barrows?" I was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Sorry,
Since we're getting towards the end here, can we talk about just real quick the future of the base Boeing? I think it went really well. Literally after the first couple of days, I had tons of people, players and content creators, alike asking me like, "Can I get in? Like, can I get in next time?" Like, a lot of people definitely want to be on it next time. So I do think, I mean, honestly, I think we can make it the biggest bingo event of the year every year. I don't see why we can't. I like it. I like it being one a year, like the Super Bowl, the fucking grand, like the big, like
Yeah, I like
I like
that.
the 9 days. 9 days is
Especially
great.
since we're doing it as a long bingo, and where it's not like
Yeah,
the
9
homie hunt
days
where
is a
everything
long-
counts,
9
and
days
you
is a
just
lot.
you
That's
just
a one a
get
year,
down to
for
the
sure.
end and you're tile
The
locked
Grand
by
Prix.
stuff. It does feel like a really
Le
grindy
Mans.
bingo. So
Yeah, we got to make it like
There was
it's the
definitely
big,
a lot of
the big
FOMO.
one.
there was
the big one for
definitely a
sure.
lot of FOMO. I mean, even you getting Wavy, like it was like day 1 or day 2 of the bingo. Like I was talking to Wavy and he was like, "Bro, I really wish I would have." Like there was a lot of people and streamers being like, "I really wish I would have signed up. Like you guys are having a lot of fun with this."
Yeah, I heard that
Like,
from a
this
lot of
looks like
people
a
too. They were
great
like, "I wish I
event.
could have."
Which just
And they
means
said
like
they didn't know.
we did a good
Which-
job. That's what that means is we crushed it.
Some
you
people,
know?
some people, big content creators said they didn't know. So there's a lot of
it'd be
things
cool to
we-
get a bunch of big
like-
streamers in, you know?
Yeah, no. So there's a lot of good feedback we have on like how to make the event better. and then I think also marketing it better.
I do think I'll pitch this as an idea for next year. I like this as a captain idea. So I don't really like the co-captain idea when you get to pick your co-captain, because when you get to no, let me explain. So when you get to pick your co-captain, obviously you're going to pick somebody who you're really cool with. Like, for example, like Cincy would pick Shep, and they're like besties. So like it already starts like the kind of not clickiness, but you already know who they're going to pick. Like they're going after certain people. Like, so what I'm saying is for next year, a cool idea would be to have all the main captains are based streamers, and then we pick another like bigger random streamer as their co-captains randomized. You get a fucking random.
Yeah. I like that.
Like spin a wheel. Instead of like randomizing for draft order, we also randomize for who your co-captain is.
You want to randomize co-captain?
Let me explain. Too much talking. Let me explain. So what I'm saying is we randomize the co-captain. The co-captain is randomized, but the draft you pick, obviously, but your co-captain you get as another big streamer is randomized.
Oh, that way, if it's randomized, okay.
I really
that's
like
what I'm saying.
that.
I'm saying we randomize the co-captain, who is also another big streamer, and then that's who you're stuck with. And then you pick, and then you guys pick together.
Because what I was going to say is if you want to do a co-captain pick before, I'm not picking who I think is going to be the best co-captain. I'm using that as a cheap first-round draft pick. And
that's what I don't like about co-captains.
I'm taking Purple Clone.
I hate that Shep has so much EHB and is so good at the game, because like that would be my pick regardless. He just also happens to be
yeah.
He's my co-captain next time.
I never liked like the co-captain being on your team before, but I guess if
it has to be someone who's like a streamer, and we randomize it that way it takes away from that. That way you get stuck, and then you guys got to figure it out together. You gotta fucking
not a bad idea.
Mesh.
I mean, there's been lots of good feedback as well. Like, I look really forward to making the next one. I think we have a lot of tools to make it like.
I did get a really good laugh out of Jesse, like the day that the bingo started, just hitting up the Discord and being like, "Oh, hey, whose team am I on?" And it's just like,
oh my god,
it's like Jesse, we have been talking about this bingo for forever, like. I know there was that memo, but that made me laugh so hard, because she would have had so much fun with it too. But we're just like, it starts in like
I make an event in there. I'm like, yo, that's at this time. She's like, can it be earlier? I'm like, all right, we'll do 2 hours earlier for you. And she's like, I can't make it. I'm like, all right, bro.
I can't make it.
All right, fuck me then. That's fun. That's great. But anyway, dude, yeah, it was great. I feel like that could be cool though, or it could be the same way. We have less captains, and we randomize the same way, and your co-captain is another random base streamer. Like, say fucking Elisa and Olive. Elisa's captain, Olive is co-captain. Like, how fucking, like...
Oh, Hamzy, you just got a pet.
I just got Beaver!
You just got the Beaver, bro! What the
fuck?
What am I
oh my god, it's been so long!
This is fucking bullshit. I'm at fucking 33 mil with this stupid fucking mine.
I just got Beaver! I don't get much Beaver anymore.
For a moment. GZ, I'm sorry. I'm making this about me. I'm sorry.
But also, I'm sorry that happened.
Yo, what?
Was that Max? Are you Max yet or no?
No, that's why I'm here, dude.
Okay. I don't know if you're just chopping, bro.
No, I'm just chopping up. I mean, I'm chopping up.
If I ever get the money pet, I'll go for that next. But anyway, anybody else have anything to share about the bingo? If not, we can move to the Twitter workshop, if that's cool with everybody. But big W all around. I think next year will be one of the biggest events of the year. I'm putting more production in. We'll do also another thing, draft show, more production on that. Also, we wanted to do a mid show, like a middle of the competition show, and then also an ending show as well. I feel like that could be cool also.
Yeah,
also
an ending show would be 100% worth it.
Well, so here's my idea for Shep. I said for a half show, I was gonna rip it and just guess everything that happens and then just let it rip. Just guess how the competition is going at that point and pre-record it. That should be so funny.
One of us pre-records how we think it's going, and then the second half of it is just like how it's actually going, and to like a little comparison.
That could be funny for sure. I wouldn't.
Yeah, you could get like the captain's guess of how their team's gonna be doing halfway through. And
you know how they do it like weddings? It's like, hey, I'm Cincy, and this is my first drink, and then you get the Cincy. You get like the me asleep on my fucking chair 10 seconds after the bingo ends.
Yeah,
that would be good. That would be really good.
The post show for sure. Post show
Yeah,
sure. Post show would be good for
absolutely.
the wind down and the FOMO. You know, get a nice like everybody come together and.
I think
Watch the
mid show
post-show.
would be good if it's somebody who's not like adminning or captaining, if they're just like
That's a tall order.
participating in the
Post-show.
bingo.
Yeah.
Well, you know
done.
what?
Post show
Well,
would be easy.
PJ, we could just go rescue Bronx out of the retirement home, have him do the midway show.
Yeah, he probably would be down, to be honest, for fun. It would be cool to see him do it just by himself. He would be funny for sure. Yeah. There's a lot though. I think we can only be better. We got, I feel like the main points are, rebound some of the tiles, obviously get some more admin people. Be nicer to people in general, because there definitely was a lot of like fucking sass in the different chats. Like people could just relax. Like the way people were talking to Shep was not cool sometimes. We can all fucking agree. Let's relax a little bit. Like, but besides that, this is great. But anyway, Twitter workshop. If you guys are ready.
I ain't got nothing. I haven't been on Twitter in like 2 weeks.
Okay, well, how about I lay you up?
I'm close to deleting it, dude.
I slept for like an actual day. Like I was
Casey,
taking naps.
Have
What?
you seen that meme format where I don't know if I'm going to describe this right, but let's say someone tweets something and then you quote tweet it with a picture of a person, like a portrait, and there's like the speech bubble, like they are saying that.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
You think you can find that speech bubble? And
let's look it up, dude.
I have that.
'Cause I have something for you.
It's already
I have something for you.
photoshopped on somebody else's face.
Okay. Dude, so that's funny. Like I was actually taking a nap and Tasty called me and woke me up, bro. When you called me, you'd woke me up when we had the document debacle.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
I was out, bro. I was taking a nap. Which is I've never happened.
I figured, dude, that's what I assumed. You probably was posting that and went to bed because it posted at like 5 a.m. I was like, what the hell is this guy doing up, dude?
Yeah, I was on the post bingo high, bro. I couldn't sleep. I feel like when you finish like a 24-hour stream,
it's the adrenaline. Yeah,
I couldn't
everybody's
sleep,
always
bro.
like, you just want to kind of like be online, like you're fired up that you just did it. You're in different people's chats, and everybody's like, "Go the fuck to sleep," and you're like, "I am so much more awake than I've been in the entire past day."
Yeah.
In terms of tweets, I got nothing. I did just tweet out all the loot I got from the bingo, though. I would like to note that the AGS and the Arma top and bottom was the same trip. That shit was nutty.
Yo,
Was cool.
I got 200 mil strength on accident during the bingo, doing the speed CG run at 6 a.m. at delirious out of my mind.
Do fireworks go off?
What?
Do fireworks go off when you
just
get
a
200 mil?
message. Just a message in the clan. I don't think you get fireworks.
The 200
for it.
mil.
Yeah, 200 mil strength. Huge.
Congrats, dude.
Dude, strong as fuck. I guess I'm gonna get ranged. No, I'll get HP next. I think HP next. Healthy guy.
I got Beaver.
2. I meant to tweet 1 at the beginning of June, and it was Happy Men's Need More Courage Month. I thought that was pretty good. A little shout out to the 9 range.
I mean, if you want.
And then
I think
It's
the
niche,
correct
it's
thing is
niche.
men need more courage.
Men need more courage. Oh
Not
no, but
men's
the one
needs.
I meant to tweet that at like the beginning of June. Kind of doesn't hit. No, that's the end. And then the
Yeah.
other one is I just put this picture in After Dark. And it's gonna be save the Chinchampas, use faux furs.
Oh my god.
That's kind of.
Dude, that's incredible.
I like that tweet. You know what I mean? Shout out to the faux fur.
That's great.
I certainly
You gotta
don't
send
mind.
that, bro. I have nothing. The last few days has just been a mix of catching up on IRL stuff and sleeping. So sorry,
Well,
but
It was
I
my
haven't
part
been
too,
on my
and he
Twitter
just walked
game
off,
lately. There's one that's been sitting in my drafts for like a little bit. I'm definitely not gonna tweet it, but it's damn bitch, doesn't your pussy know lens over?
And on today's episode of the Patreon podcast, we're going to be talking about the Iran-Israel-USA war, World War III, Cincy might be getting deployed, baby. He's going to send young American men to their death, one after the next.
yeah.
Explosions.
Don't skip. We have some news for you because we have recently reworked our entire podcast format. We will still be conducting one normal podcast a week, but now Tier 1 patrons will have access to a weekly exclusive Patreon podcast that's going to be even more based and more after dark. We've also updated our other tiers to include perks that allow you to directly interact with the podcast and influence the topics that we speak about. The Patreon will be linked in the description below.